Hello everyone, welcome back. Last episode, I made an automatic crop farm to harvest food for me. Now, I did say that next episode I'd be working on an automatic tree farm. However, there's been a bit of a change of plans for this video. Now, I'm still going to be making the tree farm this episode. However, I have a major problem, and that problem is andesite alloy. Andesite alloy is the backbone of the Create mod, and most of the machines I'm wanting to make for this series are going to require a significant amount of it. Now, to make andesite alloy, you of course need andesite, and you need either zinc or iron. Now, up until then, I've been harvesting all this stuff by hand, but in the long run, that is not going to be sufficient. So, I'm going to automate it. Now, for this video, I'm going to be tackling the andesite part of the recipe. Now, there are a few ways that you can create andesite, some easier and less convoluted than others. First, you can simply combine cobblestone and diorite together. However, that would then require a way to automate diorite, and I don't feel like getting into that right now. You can press flint, gravel, and lava together in a basin, but of course then we need a way to get lava, and I don't have dripstone at the moment, so I can't do the cauldron method, and I don't really feel like setting up a process to superheat cobblestone. However, there is a way that is much more straightforward and easy than all of these, and it involves the Botania mod. Botania is another tech mod like Create, but instead of using various different machines to do our building, we're going to be using various different magical flowers. Specifically, we're going to be using flowers to produce mana, which we're then going to use to transmute stone into andesite. But to get mana, we're going to need a few things first. So I've gone over to the creative testing world to explain my plan. So basically, to get mana, we'll need some sort of generating flower. Now, there are all kinds of generating flowers available that all consume different things to make mana, such as leaves from trees, or lava, or cake. The flower I've chosen is the Endoflame. Now, the Endoflame will consume various different flammable items, like wood or charcoal, and then burn it and use the energy to produce mana. The longer burn time an item has, the more mana it produces. So if I feed this little guy a charcoal block, we can see that it is producing some mana. And if we hook up more flowers and feed all these, it produces mana even faster. So basically, more flowers equals more mana. But we're gonna need a lot more than this simple little setup if we're gonna be mass producing mana to in turn mass produce andesite. So if we turn our attention over here, this is the vascular plant, patent pending. And what I'm gonna do is I'll have a tree farm nearby that's constantly producing logs. The logs are gonna go through a blaster to be turned into charcoal. They're gonna go through a compactor to turn it into charcoal blocks, and then it's gonna be all be fed to these endo flames, which are gonna produce mana. And then it's all gonna be siphoned into this mana liquidizer. Now, because mana isn't technically a fluid, it's its own little resource, but if we siphon it through this mana liquidizer, it'll turn it into a normal fluid, which means we can then pump it into this massive fluid tank. So that is how I'm going to be producing mana. Alright, now, all these endo flames, I'm going to need a lot of petals for those. Fortunately, we can just use the bone meal trick that we used in the last episode.
Hi.
One gray, one red, 2 brown, and beads. And here's a fun fact. Right after you do a recipe in the apothecary, if you right-click with an empty hand while water's in there, you add back the previous recipe. So that can help when crafting a bunch of flowers really quickly. Oh, hello. What do you have? I'll take a few of these bombs. Alright, pleasure doing business with you. Now, I wasn't able to find a lurite, unfortunately, but I do have a replacement block that sort of looks like it. Alright, it is finished. Now we gotta manually add the calcite lamps in. There. Look at that. Did go to the top real fast. Oh. Aim at that lip. There we go. And make sure all the mana spreaders are lined up. Put this and that. Then put the central one at the liquidizer. Oh dear. Alright. Probably shouldn't be standing on this tall structure in the middle of a thunderstorm. I'm going to do oak saplings. So, actually, hold on. Maybe redwood would be better, because those drop the most wood per tree. We need to filter these so they'll only accept redwood saplings. I'll get some bone meal so then I can jumpstart the process. Oh! Holy moly! I seriously underestimate how big this thing can get. Oh. Oh my goodness. My gosh, that we got 3 stacks of wood for 1 tree. Oh. It's going over the edge of the farm, so it can't reach all of it. I'll add another linear chassis. That should reach these blocks over here. Chicken, you're in a very bad spot. Yeah, there we go. You move over here. Oh, yeah! Oh, yes! Then the pins. Vault here. So we set this down, set to extract exactly 3. Ooh. There we go, we are making charcoal. Compacting charcoal actually has 2 different recipes. We're gonna need to add a filter to this. Stick the drawer controller over here. Set this over here. And then we connect up the trims. Oh! I'm certain that won't cause any future issues. But we'll stick this over here. Should be transferring the... Oh, yeah, it works. So we're making charcoal blocks. Now we gotta get them siphoned up in there. See. Up. Right. gonna need a bigger power source. Now, is it enough? Oh, it's enough. That one leading in there. One leading in there. Gotta extend it. Over here, and then we gotta somehow get into this one. Actually, I think do it like that. It should just automatically suck it in. This should distribute. Alright, they're coming out of all 4 funnels. All we do now is oh my, it's working. Oh, oh, look at it go! So it looks like there's still a couple of kinks that I need to work out. For one thing, this spreader isn't working at all. It's just filled up, but it's not firing. Probably because this one is being crammed full of mana and can't output it fast enough. Or maybe it's even because the liquidizer over here isn't having the mana fluid pumped out of it fast enough. So we've got a bit of a bottleneck in here, but that's gonna have to be a future problem. Right now it is doing what I need it to, which is producing large amounts of mana. We can see it's already filled up quite a bit, and it's still going. So we've got that done, but we're not quite finished yet, because there is one last part of this whole setup we need to begin producing andesite, and that is a cobblestone generator. Because we need a cobblestone to smelt into stone, so then we can transmute it into andesite. So we'll get that set up next. Alright, so I'm going to be using a design made by another channel called Our Creation. It's pretty small and simple, but at the same time is extremely effective. Now we just pump this. There we go. And now we do that for the other one. Whenever we switch this on. There we go. So how this works is we've got this minecart contraption repeatedly assembling and disassembling, which repeatedly causes the sail frames to switch between regular blocks and a full entity. And whenever it's an entity, the pumps will fill the area with lava, which gets hardened into cobblestone thanks to the water above it. And when the sails switch back to blocks, that breaks the cobblestone, which is then sucked up by the hoppers and then stuck in this item vault. And as you can see, we've already got 1,000 cobblestone, so this thing functions really quickly. Now we just gotta set up a smelter to smelt the cobblestone, and then we gotta turn said cobblestone into andesite with the mana. I think I have an idea of what I can do. Okay, so they'll come out this end. Actually, yeah, they'll come out this end. Get moved along this belt. It will have the fan over here, blown this way to do the smelting. It is quite loud. Fortunately, what level is it at? Very close to capacity, and then it'll switch off. Ah, there we go. Then the lava and there we go. The products will drop from the funnel onto the mana pool. Mana liquidizer. Now we gotta get the pipes to pump the mana from the main tank into this. And don't be overstressed, don't be overstressed. Oh, it works! Now. Oh! Yep. Of course, there's something else we're missing. If we look at the recipe for Andesite, it calls for an alchemy catalyst. And this, you just place this under the mana pool, and it'll allow it to do full-on transmutation of stuff. So I'll just make that real fast. So if we drop stone in here, we get andesite. So if we were to drop probably have to switch around. Yeah. Oh. Okay, gotta take off the... And it automatically drops it in there and transmutes it. So, put the flower right here, and put the chest down here, drop some stone in here. Let me reverse the... And it goes into the chest. I'll put an item frame on the chest and have andesite in it. So then the flower will only put andesite in here. So that way if there's any items that drop nearby, they won't go into the chest. We only want andesite in here. So at last, if I put the let me reverse it. Best don't want it to do stuff quite yet. We'll start with 5 at a time. We'll see if we want to dial it up later to see if it'll handle it. We got the cobblestone going onto the conveyor. It gets smelted into stone. And it's making andesite for us. And I never have to go mining in those mountains for hours ever again. Look at that, we've already got a full stack of it. It's too easy. Now that everything's working, I'm gonna go around and do some decorating to make it somewhat pleasing to look at. I'm gonna make this tool called a trowel, and what this allows you to do is when you use it, it'll randomly place whatever blocks are in your hotbar, which can be useful if you're trying to add some more variety and randomness to your builds, like what you see in here, how there's a bit of randomness to all the blocks. It's not just all the same thing. Yeah, that's off center. There we go. Put redwood logs on the corners. Put some copycat boards on the sides. There, and then that gives it a nice little 3D effect. Alright, at long last, it is complete. So, here's what I've done. I've got the charcoal plant right here. I went with this brick building with a slanted roof design. And, if we go in here, we can see all the machinery. And I've got a pile of charcoal right here that's being gathered from over here. If If we look back here, I swapped out those 3 small water wheels for 1 large water wheel. And we can see the water comes out of here and goes into this little grate in the ground. And I've got a pile of logs that's been gathered in the back. Looks nice. If we want to collect some of the charcoal that's being created here to use for fuel, then we could just get it from this little chute right here. I've also got a display board that shows how much charcoal is currently in storage. And I've also got these little flowers in these little planter boxes. It's just a nice touch. So, really proud of this building. The mana plant, I finally got working at maximum efficiency. We go up here. It's at full capacity right now, so it's not operating, but I just add some little wool sleeves to the mana spreaders so they match the color scheme. And if we look down here, I added a potency lens to this mana spreader. This essentially just allows it to fire larger mana bursts. And I also vastly increased the speed of the pump down here, so it's able to get more mana out at the same time. So I fixed that bottleneck, and this thing is producing mana like there is no tomorrow. And then finally, I've got the Andesite plant. This thing I've decorated with andesite bricks, because, I mean, it makes andesite, so I figured it'd be fitting to decorate it with andesite. And these iron plates as reinforcement. Also, this sign, just because I've got the item magnet, and it can interfere with the operation because it'll pull items out of there. So that's just to remember. But this thing's turned off right now because it's at full capacity. But if we start to pull andesite out of there, it should turn on when it goes below 97%. And this little indicator light comes on to show that it's operating. I think if we look under here. So yeah, it's operating under here. And it turns off once it reaches 98 or 99%, just so it doesn't overflow. But yeah, this thing produces an absurd amount of andesite. I am recording something. Get out of here. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite thing that I have ever built. Like, I am prouder of this thing than the crop farm. We now have more andesite than we know what to do with. And once we get the iron farm up and running, we'll be able to produce a whole bunch of andesite alloy that we can use for all our machines. But the iron farm is going to have to wait for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, or even leave a comment if you're feeling especially generous. And I'll see you all in the next video.